The day Halle Berry's R&B ex-husband linked up with the ex-wife of the iconic Prince, it was a stroke of fate. They met at a Los Angeles bar, and Eric Benet instantly fell in love with the woman who seems to have a giving heart. When Eric began dating his now wife, Manuela Testolini, he knew he'd found his soulmate. However, what he later learned was that he'd also found something of a treasure in Manuela. After eventually learning the music icon he idolized was her ex-husband. Eric has been married to Manuela for 13 years. Their wedding came 6 years after Eric and Halle divorced in 2005 and 5 years after Manuela and Prince divorced in 2006. It's unclear exactly what year Manuela and Eric began kicking it, but we do know it was during Manuela's divorce proceedings from her then-hubby, Prince. Eric Benet confirmed this in a prior interview on Van Lathan's The Red Pill podcast. Turns out, he also had no clue who exactly he was dating for at least the first 2 months of his relationship with Manuela, stating, "We're seeing each other for like a couple of months. And during those couple of months, she's telling me that she's going through a divorce," Eric said, explaining he realized this was no ordinary split and there was a lot of money at stake. "Her name is Testolini, so for some reason I thought she was married to some Italian guy," Eric continued. "I was driving her to the airport and she gave me some other details. And finally, I was like, who is this guy? And so she just kind of laughed and said, Prince. I was like, Prince who? By that time, we were already like an item. The fact he was dating Prince's ex made Eric step up his dating game, adding, usually if I'm dating somebody and I invite her to the studio, it's like, that's a thing. It's like, wow, I get to see how you create and this is so fascinating. And then once I found out it was Prince, I was like, I ain't ish, man. My studio is small. As if it wasn't already pressure enough for the brother to try to come behind Prince in the dating department, Eric Benet revealed how nervous he was when Prince put him on the spot during their first meeting. In fact, from what the R&B crooner described to Lathan, he was damn near like a deer caught in headlights at that moment. You see, Eric was just getting his career popping when he met Prince at his concert. Prince was headlining the show, and Eric was in the audience, soaking up the greatness of the icon who stood before the crowd. In the midst of performing, Prince apparently recognized him and called him up on stage. Here's what happened next, though. Prince saw me in the audience and told me to get up, he recalled. I kick myself about this, but when you respect somebody like that, when he pulled me on stage, I was blown away. He was doing some jam. And when Prince handed Eric the microphone, the then young rising R&B crooner just freaked the hell out and screamed. Prince then said, the next time I invite you on stage, you better sing, Benet laughed, adding, any musician out there now owes a debt to Prince. We're all standing on the shoulders of that guy. Must be a cool feeling for that Prince moment to come full circle for Eric Benet. He and his wife now have 2 beautiful young daughters together, and Eric has an older daughter from a prior marriage. Manuela still works with her late ex-husband, Prince's philanthropic foundations to this day. She has also built a school in Africa under his name. Prince would be so proud.